All right, breaking news. That's actually a Jake cow, not a Hank cow. Hank has
Jake,
gone to
are
sleep.
there any animals that you can do an impression of?
Rough.
There we go, dog.
Barking news.
We're it's later on at night, and Darren Rovell has challenged PFT to Rough and Rowdy. $2 million that he is asking for. He needs $2 million guaranteed to get in the ring and have PFT kick his ass.
Listen, I'm going to beat the shit out of Darren Rovell. Like, if you were to ask me, name one person in the world that I'm confident that I could beat up, it's Darren Rovell. I think I don't think anybody in the world couldn't kick Darren Rovell's ass. So
Correct.
I don't know where he came with this idea from. I think he just saw Jose Canseco get a paycheck. And he was like, you know what? I'd like to get my name trending on Twitter. So maybe I'll just talk about getting into the boxing ring. Here's the fact. Darren Rovell wants $2 million. Whatever. The money's not important to me. In fact, I don't need a single dollar. I will do this fight.
I don't think you were getting $1.
What do you mean?
I think it was just I think he saw Jose Canseco made over $1 million. He's like, oh, I'll do it for $2 million.
Yeah.
Like you weren't going to get any money.
Well, no, I would absolutely be getting some money in the way that this would be drawn up. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to forfeit that. I'm going to say I will kick his ass for free. I will kick his ass if he agrees to delete his Twitter account. I want to wipe him off the face of the internet.
He wouldn't.
I feel like I'm fighting for not just myself, but everybody that's had to wake up to Darren Rovell tweeting out a video in 4K of JFK getting his skull blown off. I'm doing it for everybody that's ever been narked onto their professor by Darren Rovell. I want him. I want his Twitter accounts, and that's it. That's all that I need to beat him up, and I'm 1,000,000% confident I can do it.
Okay, two things. One, he'll never do that. Ever. You know that, right?
Well, we need to make sure that there's a reason why he does not pull a Jose Canseco and take a dive. Because
but he'll never.
Like, oh, I sprained my nose.
He would never put his Twitter account up for grabs.
Well, listen, he's getting $2 million.
Right.
I need to have some collateral. His collateral is his Twitter account. It's valued at probably $2 million.
He would, he would value it at like $40 million.
No,
absolutely.
I want to wipe him off the face of the internet. I don't want my kids, Big Cat, your father, do you want your children growing up in a world where Darren Rovell is posting online? I don't.
No, but what I'm saying to you is what else, I'm telling you right now, he's not going to do this. There's no chance in the world he would put his Twitter account up for deletion. And
I didn't figure Darren Rovell to be a coward.
And if he did, he would find some loophole that it would not, we'd all be unsatisfied. He's the king of loopholes. Remember that. Like my first thought when I saw him say he would fight for $2 million is that Darren Rovell would get in the ring and literally sprint around for 3 minutes straight.
He is pretty quick. I've seen that.
Yeah, getting hit. And then as everyone called him a coward, he'd be like, whatever. People have called me much worse online. I'm $2 million richer. Ha, 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 ha. That's what he wants to do. Darren Rovell at all times wants to just get over on people and find a loophole so he can be like, well, actually. So that's my first problem. My second is I do not think he would ever do the Twitter thing. So you got to think about what would be – I think you should do it for free. I don't want to negotiate against yourself. But kicking his ass, if we put in a clause that Darren Rovell can't run around, like a good faith clause with an ironclad, like he has to stand there and I don't know, maybe he has to take a certain amount of punches or throw a certain amount of punches, you would kick the shit out of him.
Big Cat, he's already agreed to the Twitter account thing. We don't need to negotiate anymore. He says, I will beat you so badly. I tweeted it that I wanted to.
But you know that it's not. He's the king of loopholes, PFT. We got to think.
Listen,
we got to think ahead of this because you know how he is.
But I don't want to negotiate against myself, Big Cat. Right now, what you're doing is you're taking away the possibility that maybe we will have a fight for his Twitter. That is the best promotion that anybody could ever hope for. Can you imagine how many people would want to watch a fight knowing that Darren Rovell's Twitter account could be wiped off the face of the earth forever?
Of course, if that were on the table, if he actually would do it, it would be the greatest thing ever. I'm telling you, we got to think smarter than that. Because he's the king of loopholes.
He said for $2 million, I will fight PFT Commodore. By the way, he came at me. I didn't come at him. I said, you get money if you win, Darren. If I win, you simply have to delete your Twitter account forever. And then he replied to that, I can't wait to crack those sunglasses off.
That's not saying that he agrees to that deal.
But he didn't say no.
This.
But he didn't say no.
PFT, you can't fall into Rovell traps. You're falling into Rovell traps.
We can burn that bridge when we get there. Right now, what you're doing is you're taking away the possibility that this could ever happen before it gets started. I want that.
No,
I want
no,
it. That is my term.
No. I'm not taking away the possibility. I'm saying I'm okay with the possibility. I'm telling you, realistically, he probably would never do it, but we need to actually have him write it down. It has to be written and notarized and all that shit, because he is the king of loopholes. He's the king. He's the biggest weasel of all the weasels. Every tweet that he's ever tweeted in his entire life has been so that someone can try to correct him, and then he can come over the top and recorrect them. You know that. You know that's what he lives off of. So he is just setting little traps left and right to try to get us in these, well, actually, and that's not what I said, and actually, why don't you read the words, and all these things that we can't let him have that, because that's all he wants to do.
Okay, 2 options. I'll give him 2 options. He can pick one. First, you delete your Twitter account if I beat you, Darren. Second, if I beat you, you have to renounce your Northwestern alumnus. You are no longer a graduate of Northwestern University.
I'm down with that. Yep.
You have to give me your degree. I take over your status as an alumni of Northwestern University. You're not allowed to claim it. You're not allowed to cheer for them. You're not allowed to hold the little win bar when they run out onto the field. You're not allowed to tweet at Greeny and get ignored by the king of the studs, Mike Greenberg, whenever they win a big game. I take over your degree. That's it.
He has to sell everything, too. He has to sell all of his Northwestern paraphernalia, gear, everything to the lowest bidder. And
you said that you're going to knock my sunglasses off, Darren. Guess what? I step into the ring. The sunglasses are coming off. That's it. That's it.
If this falls through, I'll take him up on his challenge to you, Big Cat, in tennis. He said that after 11-0. He challenged you to tennis after you beat him in basketball. I'll take him up on that if this falls through.
You be his champion.
There we go.
Yeah. Now, Big Cat, you've stared in the eyes of Darren in the midst of an athletic competition. What's going through his head right now? How much of a competitor is he out there?
Going through his head right this second, he's like, "This is the greatest thing ever. I got these guys to talk about me."
No, but he's not listening because
that's what's going through his head.
He's cutting it up and sending it to him.
I want to throw out there. So Jake, you have that tennis. I still have Darren has challenged me to a mile race, and he said anywhere, anytime. So PFT, if this fight actually happens, I will just challenge him to the mile race right before the fight.
Yeah, or right after.
No, right before he has to run a mile and then get in the ring and you just kick the shit out of him.
I like that. Or after I knock him out as his body's unconscious on the mat, be like, go.
Yeah, I just hate him, and I know he's such a weasel. So I guess really we should end it this way. If he's serious about it, if he's actually serious about it, he should get in touch with Erica and Dave, and they will start like the negotiations. Like if he's actually serious about doing this, then let's talk, because we've shown that we can do it. We've shown we can get it done. So let's fucking talk and stop tweeting about it. Let's start fucking doing it.
My price is negligible. My price doesn't even count in the grand scheme of this. You have basically a $0 commitment to me. So Darren, it's all up to you. If you really want to make this happen, if you want to get your face beat on national television in front of Leslie and God and the whole world, then bring it on, buddy. Because I got my brand right here, and it's gonna leave some impressions on your face, bitch.
I think you should actually just do the rec specs just to beat him in fucking sunglasses, which would be hilarious. I think that's even worse. That would be like way worse to get beat up by a guy who's wearing sunglasses. That's the ultimate Joe Cool. You should put on like a backwards hat in the ring too.
I should smoke while I do it. It's gonna be a leather vest, jeans, cowboy boots,
as casual as you can make it.
Scally cap and a cigarette. I'll read a magazine.
Yeah, dude. It wouldn't even be a fight.
The fight.
It wouldn't even be a fight. Jesus Christ. All right. Well,
I hope it happens. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I really do too. I am petrified of the actually Darren Rovell and how he exists. So I don't want to let him weasel out of any of this shit. And if it does happen, there better be a clause that he can't run, because that was my. Do you think my knee-jerk reaction was correct? He wanted to do this fight and then sprint around and then be like, I don't care. I made $2 million. You guys are the losers. I made $2 million.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's Andy Kaufman without the comedy. He would just like try to make everybody hate him and then get into a car and drive away. But yeah, listen, Darren, you can do whatever you want to. we got Mike Portnoy on the case. So Mike, get to work drawing up some ironclad legal framework on this, buddy.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a serious show anymore, so he's ready to go.